All right, welcome back. 2023, you can see, starting out kind of warm for us. We got an early spring, which led to the Philly Special. And I'll get into that more later with some maps. But the Philly Special for us was what we were going to do with all the parks down near Philadelphia, where there's no camping in the state parks. And I'm not knocking private campgrounds at all. I'm all for it. But our thing is doing state parks. And there's a loop from the Northeast, like Promised Land, to French Creek. Anything east of there, with the exception, I think it was Nakamixon, has cabins. You can't camp at a state park down there. So we decided to do a glamping trip. And our glamping trip for us was hotel stays, which is something we've never done before. And it turned out really well. Worked out. We knocked out 16 parks in the Philadelphia loop. Some of them we spent more time at, some of them we didn't. Some of them were confusing. Lots of them didn't have maps out. Lots of them we didn't get stamps for. But that's the way it goes when you go to parks in the wintertime and there's no rangers on duty, or even all the PR1s and all the seasonal rangers are laid off, and if you don't have a full-time ranger, you're not getting resupplied. But we made the best of it. We caught a weather window, which was supposed to be better. It was tolerable, but it was supposed to be a lot better. Right now, you can see I'm wearing shorts. It's the middle of February here in Central PA, and I'm wearing shorts. One, because I have the wood stove roaring in the house, but two, man, we had a couple days here earlier this week where it was in the mid to upper 60s. So, like I said, we took advantage of a weather window and caught some great sights. Took in a lot of stuff. Got a bonus trip to Ringing Rocks, which the video for Ringing Rocks has already been out. Check it out. It's a cool little Bucks County park. A nice 3/4 mile hiking loop with the Ringing Rocks, which actually do sound like bells. And then there was a bonus waterfall that we caught there. My man Jim Chaney, his book, led us to that one, and good experience. But the rest of the parks down there, some of them were fantastic, and some of them, not so good. But you'll see it all. And I'm going to go inside. I'm going to sit down with the maps and do them one by one as we did it. And I hope you enjoy it. Looking forward. We don't have anything in concrete yet for the rest of the season. We have 15 more state parks to do, plus the 3. But we're concentrating on the 15. So we're going to have 2 trips this summer out west. One to Pittsburgh, one to Pymatoonie. And we have a trip to Pinchot that we're going to do. And then we got to go up to Ricketts Glen. And both of us have been to Ricketts Glen multiple times, but we've not been there together, so we're saving that towards the end. But that's all we got left, folks. 15 state parks. So looking forward to it. Maybe another month or two till we get out, but we're heading in the right direction with this weather. So this is our Philly Special. This is the route that we took up here at the upper end of the map, which is just off here. It's where Promised Land is. And then you come down here to French Creek. Anything east of there, there is no camping except for Nakamixon, which has a few cabins. They don't even have tent camping. So what we did, we came east and started at Jacobsburg and came down to Delaware Canal, and then Ringing Rocks is right up here by Delaware Canal. We went to Ralph Stover, Nakamixon, and then came down to Washington Crossing and Tyler. And we spent our first night in a hotel there around, I believe it was Downingtown. And then the next morning we went back to Tyler, actually, and then came down to Benjamin Rush and Neshiminy, And then we came across to Fort Washington, Norristown Farm Park, Evansburg, came down to Ridley Creek, and then White Clay Creek. And then we came back up, and I think we stayed like near Exton, I think it was. And then the last morning we went to Marsh Creek and French Creek and William Penn Forest. And just on the other side of the map here is Nolde Forest. We stopped there too. And like I said, we had a warm weather. It was supposed to be in the mid to upper 50s. It ended up being in the 40s. But we encountered very little rain and enjoyed some of them immensely. Some of these parks were outstanding. And some of them you could tell need a little love. But I'll cover that one by one as I go through the footage here, and I'll explain everything in more detail. And I apologize for this map. This map has been with us from day one, and it is beat. It's falling apart. It's ripping, but we're both in agreement that this bad boy map right here is coming with us to every state park, no matter what. It's been our go-to thing. It's clutch. You know, as much as we like to use, Google Maps to help us out and stuff, this map here has been great as far as planning and actually being able to see what Google is telling you how to drive or which way to go, all that stuff. Having the paper map has just been perfect. And I'm kind of a junkie with it because I'm the navigator. Stumbleina does all the driving. I think I drove in the 3 years we've been doing this. I think I've driven one time. So I'm the navigator. I love having the paper map with me, as long as Google Maps is there too. It's my thing. So I'm going to work really hard here over the next couple days to edit all the footage and get all the maps of the parks out. I have a ton of them, and I was able to get a lot of the parks didn't have maps at their umbrella sites. And if you went to the I don't know what you would call it, the lead state park, that those other smaller parks fall under that umbrella, they had maps. So I ended up getting a map from every state park that we were at. Not having them when we were there was kind of detrimental because we missed some things. But you can download a map off the website to a PDF file. But the thing about it is if you don't do it in advance, a lot of these parks don't have service when you get down in them. Ralph Stover was the prime example for that. I liked Ralph Stover, but it looks like nobody's been there to do anything other than cut trees in a long time. So we actually missed the bridge that's infamous for being the only covered bridge in Pennsylvania that isn't covered. It was built that way, and I forget how they described it, but we missed seeing it because we didn't have a map for that. So that was kind of a bummer. I liked Ralph Stover. I thought it was cool, tucked down in there and along that creek. I love that. A couple shelters and playgrounds and picnic tables, the whole 9 yards. But man, I was bummed that we missed that bridge. But anyway, I get after it here this week, and more videos coming up real soon.